What's up, y'all? So the title of this one, "Sending y'all forever alchemy and prosperity vibes." This is gonna be like another video to update y'all on the Melanin Battle Magic. You feel me? Um. So, number one, we already been over the animals and all that, and like, see, practicing what I'm saying, right? Even for this, I got y'all probably can't see it, but it's a dragonfly right there. That's working with my guardian animals energy. So it's really not just taking out the time to listen to this, but actually doing it. You feel me? Actually implementing. So before y'all seen the Naga, I don't think I had this. You feel me? But since then, taking actually getting up off my ass and taking the own advice, I implemented it. And, it has worked out pretty well. So please don't just take this as a nigga just saying this for no reason. Like, work with this energy for real. Work with your own energy. Um, so we just gonna straight into it. This is a method that was given to me by a Taurus fam of mine. You feel me? It's actually possible for the Nagas in your family to awaken once you put in that work with the ancestor altar. You put in the work to ask, you feel me, their ancestors. Y'all remember that thing I said about pouring libations to someone else's ancestors? Well, that's where, because of me also doing that method, doing what I'm asking y'all to do, uh, he actually manifested. So one of my uh, kin is actually awakened now, and it's a beautiful thing, y'all. So it's just to say yet again that if you really do it, then it will come in clutch. You feel me? Um, so yeah, this method was gained by him. So I want to shout out to that Taurus energy. Want to give a shout out to the Taurus energy in general. Also, if you feel highly connected to these type of zodiacs, just gotta be like, yeah, 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 I'm a Taurus, yeah, yeah, or I gotta, or my soul is connected to the Taurus too. It's more so, what's the mantras for all these? The mantras are the sayings of each sign, and for instance, Taurus is I have. So if you want your energy to increase, you can get a screenshot of the constellation of Taurus and have it in your phone. And then when you meditate, you can pull that constellation up and you can be like, I link it to my Taurus ancestors. You feel me? You can do your hands like this. We've been over this before. This is the left hand. This is the right hand. Left hand is connected to your right brain, which is your creativity, your feminine energy. Your right hand is connected to outsourcing energy or pushing energy out, which is your masculine energy. Feminine energy magnetizes, masculine energy pushes out the wheel. So with that being said, you don't have to do this. You can do a method like where your hands are together, or you can do this. I show this, but this is expanding. This is a Jupiter mudra, where you expand. You see how my all three fingers are locked in, and you see how both the thumbs are placed over both the index fingers. Well, yeah, this is a Jupiter uh, mudra, to where you can, if you do this, you expand whatever it is that you're talking about. So you can always do this when you and you can just do it for 10 minutes. Like hold this mudra, or this mudra, because 10 cosmic elements. So if you do any of these with your fingers, you're activating one of those elements in you, right? Because your hands have power too. And what are the 10 cosmic elements? Life force, ether. The 9 cosmic elements. I said 10, my bad, y'all. 9 cosmic elements. There are life force, which is a 0 element. Then there's, ether. My bad, I'm lifted, y'all. Ether, which is a 0 element. Then there's a life force. We start breathing after we come out the primordial womb. This is for Nagas that have souls, or for niggas, this is for you to remember. So, like, as a Naga, this melanin, not just your skin melanin, but your second kind of melanin, being your neuromelanin, is your key, and it gives you the mark of your birthright to have all this power. And with tapping in and knowing that birthright comes with getting to know oneself. And with getting to know yourself, you get to know your soul parents, as in, let's just say you, and again, you wonder why you can sometimes have such an aggression about you, but you also, on the other hand, love water. You manifest a lot doing the water and this, that, and the third. Well, let's just say your parents are Sekhmet and Neptune. So just by knowing that, and how you would know that, you would just say, I link it to myself, and I ask my soul parents to manifest. I ask what number do my soul parents vibrate off of. You can ask for your, if your intuition is up there and you've linked into your melanin enough, and you can do that by finding out your melanin's number. Um, and we all, and melanin number being just like your soul has a connection to a certain number in zodiac. Your, and this is not even the zodiac or number that you're currently with. This is overall. So you can ask your intuition, what number might my soul vibrate on the most? What zodiac will my soul choose out of all the other zodiacs the most? That is how you can know what numbers are connected to you on a soul level versus just, okay, my life path number is this, and yada, and my solar, and not yada yada yada. Remember, the regular numerology methods are what we taught others, but we didn't teach them everything, because this all comes from you as Nagas, our ancestors. Numerology, astrology, astronomy, yada yada yada. The list goes on. We created all that. That comes from the primordial. With that being said, you can ask your melanin number. Excuse me, your melanin. What number do you vibrate off of? It'll let you know, and then, or just write it out or whatnot, or guess it. It, as I say, if your intuition isn't where you want it to be, you can listen to binaural beats for your intuition. You can listen to Reiki for your intuition. All that is in playlist saved on this channel, so you don't have no excuse. Even if you don't comment and do all this other stuff, you can at least take out the time to listen to that for yourself while you sleep, or listen to those and play them in the background while you cleaning and this, that, and the third. Or since you know you can't really be on your phone like that, play the binaural beats while you at work. That way, in a sense, you can get paid and do the spiritual at the same time. You don't gotta play them loud. You just gotta play it on the phone and have the phone on you. You feel me? Just playing it on the phone and having it on you works the same way. So let's just say if you got an 8, 12, or 7 or whatever type of hour shift, that's 6, 8, 12 or whatever amount of hours of binaural beats and frequencies playing around you and strengthening you. So you can look at it like that. Strength has to deal with what you do to like build for yourself, the foundation for others. Power, on the other hand, something you actually have to masculinely go out for, masculinely acquire. And I say masculine because in order to deal with power, that's more of a masculine energy, because it deals with you expanding past yourself. Strength, however, is tapping into your internal power. So that's more so strengthening yourself is a sense of binaural beat. Strengthening yourself is looking at the lectures like this one and then implement them. So you see a brother with feathers, you can just put some feathers on your ancestor altar and ask them, hey, when the time is right and when I've accomplished enough, can you aid in be earning these feathers? And just let me know if I've done enough alchemy to where these feathers can come off the ancestor altar and be in my hair. That's one of my goals. Your ancestors will go, I mean, just full, oh, appreciate you electric slide for you doing something like that, because you actually are putting a challenge to yourself, and you're not just saying, hey, I want to manifest this, or hey, I want to get stronger. You're actually setting up a system. You want to give yourself a spiritual system. It's no more than when people choose to be awakened, and then in order to express their magic, they choose a certain spiritual system, such as numerology, such as being, or a certain spiritual lifestyle, such as a witch, or a bruja, which is the same thing as the Spanish word for witch, or a working with the Orisham pantheon, or you want to be a Babalawo, or all that. Like, all that has to do with system. Well, you being the alchemist and you being that deity, once you tap in, you are your own system. It's just you, because all those are your ancestral sciences. So it's you taking and picking which ones that vibrate with you in your soul and making your own system with it. You feel me? So not everyone may have a crown with crystals on it, but I made me one. You know how we always saying crown me? Well, I actually made the crown to crown me. You feel me? So it's that simple. Like, I just literally made it with this. You feel me? Something that you can get from like Michael's and a couple of crystals. And just looked at the template. But see, that's because I know my melanin can do that. That's because at the end of the day, like, I know I just gotta literally want to do it. I've already practiced. You feel me? And all this I did myself. So it's one of those things to where you have all the power to do what you need to do, and then you ask your ancestors and everything else to aid in showing you said power, and you got it. You just gotta do it. With that being said, going back to let's give the 10 the non-cosmic elements. Then we're gonna get into the method of how to stop the archons from feeding off of you, because they use this ground as a feeding ground. If you don't like it, you being in this realm, if you're not awakened, or if you're not vibrating off the energy, if you're not taking out that time to strengthen your vibrations, if you don't have ancestors, if you don't have any of that, and even when you do, you are food to them. You are food to these traders. So this lets you know. Now, yeah, you can get all stank face about it, but this is to let you know something. Your enemies are starving and they're hungry, and they need you to feed, which means they do not have their own source of power, which means that when you truly take back your own power, you automatically not only take a food source from them, but you also take away a food source from others. Because then once you get that, they know how niggas be. You ain't just gonna want, most of us ain't gonna want to keep it to themselves. We're gonna tell a family member about it, or we'll talk to a homie about it. Just your whole energy is gonna change. It's so crucial for them because they survive off of our suffering. They survive off of our ignorance. They survive off of us not realizing the deities that we are. And more importantly, even after you realize the deity that you are, you doing things to bring out that power. You doing things to manifest uh, the wealth and the peaceful family and all that, which you can do via your ancestors and everything, or you could just ask one of your 72 Damians or one of your 72 angels to do it. Remedy H on YouTube personally gives out all 72 Damians. You can just put in 72 Damians and then Remedy H, and it should pop up. So he gives them out verbally, one by one, to all of y'all. So that's a free way to get your Damians. Then for your angel server, no one's giving out the angels. So what I'll do is, for instance, and here's what I mean. And different ways that they work, because I've talked about the armies and working with them, but here's the different ways they work real quick. With your Damians, they'll help you manifest stuff a lot faster. They're going to move like Damians. Like, they're going to move fast for you, manifest things fast for you. But if you know you still scary, and if you know that you really not in tune, then it's only going to go so far. With your angels, they'll do the same. Let's just say you have an angel for... Let's just say you have an angel like Sitael. All 72 of these in every nigga's pineal gland. So you can say, I'll link it to my energy of Sitael, who, as you can see, you feminine or masculine? Feminine? See, how did I know? Because my left arm went up, you feel me? So she was letting me know what's the left arm. The left arm is connected to the feminine brain. So this is a way to knowing your own anatomy. You literally learning anatomy, biology, and all those other sciences in just one vid. All your magic applies all of those. That's why it's not just enough to work with your chakras. Okay, what does the root chakra rule? The root chakra rules Capricorn and Aquarius. Excuse me, what zodiacs are over what chakra? All of that. I go over that in the video where there's a real background that I'm talking about numerology and astrology, so I won't repeat all of what I said in there. But if you want to see or you can just, which zodiac rules there, every chakra, and then it'll pull up. And through knowing what your zodiac is, and especially knowing the zodiac that your soul vibrates on and the number that your soul vibrates on, you can also find out which ones on the soul level you're more stronger with than others. Does that make sense? So then from there, when you're listening to these binaural beats at work, now that you got to know a method and things of that nature, you can pick the chakra that you're least strongest in and listen to that while getting paid. You feel me? So, Sitiel, who vibrates off Aries energy, this is one of our 72, she helps with protecting against adversity, to discover the truth, to stop hypocrisy, and to find employment. So this is just one of our angels, and this is the book, The 72 Angels by Damon Brand. You feel me? So mind you, all our ancestors did was hack into these Caucasians, get them to in our enemies to the Boule, because it's not, again, the Boule run the Caucasians. The Boule, who are the Boule? The Boule are the traitor Saturnians that orchestrated this whole fall of our kind and that their own kin being us over here. They want their origin is on Saturn, and they officially when they rebelled and everything, they really migrated to the Saturn's moon Titan. And on Titan, they work with the Chitauri, the Zeta Reptilians, the Zeta Greys, and all of them niggas or them non-nagas to overthrow the niggas. You feel me? Because it's just basically only a deity can take down another deity. So they had those fellow Saturnians, they got together and collaborated with all of those other races, and there's a lot more. You could look at Remedy H or Melanin Order / Marvin Jones on Facebook or on YouTube. But again, I've shown their faces before. I'm gonna show it one more time. But basically, you can say I link into you Citael to aid in me protecting me against adversity, to discover the truth about myself, and to stop hypocrisy all around me, and also to aid me in finding employment, and for you to aid my niggas in doing the same thing. Now the angels, they like when you sing their name. So Citael is kind of like one of the ways you can call upon them. You can even sing it in your mind. You feel me? And mind you, you don't got to do the psalms and everything. That's for like, nah, niggas. Like, you don't have to do all this. The main thing is just taking a picture of this. And now that you can take a screenshot of this in Citael, you can now access and ask her to access the rest of your 72. So even if you don't got the book, you now have an angel from the book, which one of your angels from the book. And now you could work with her as a roadmap to access everyone else. You feel me? So that incarnate is what I mean by the power of your 72 angels and your Damians and all that. That's just a little bit of the power. And all of those 72 angels have another they have a demonic half. So somewhere in here is Citael's other half. You feel me? And her demonic half is something totally different than her. But this is the same person. So that's you, niggas. Like, don't be scared of yourselves. If the angels have this and both books are out, what does it not say about you? They have both books. Nothing happens for no reason. Come on now. Both books are because both sides are needed. You have to be a light worker and be able to bring out that dark magic. Dark magic is melanin magic, nigga. So you need to get that out your head. Someone need to hear that. That's melanin magic. Satanic magic is nothing but the sexual realm of the sacral chakra, the satanic realm, the Saturn realm. So, and Luciferianism is nothing again but devouring and just looking at the beauty of certain things and being able to make certain things beautiful, because Lucy is a Venus-based energy. So you see what I really mean by actually taking out the time to recognize how everything is about you and everything is connected to you? Or as Lauryn Hill once said, everything is everything. Yes, nigga, everything is everything. So at the end of the day, it's just a different form of an energy. So the universe ain't gonna say, okay, everyone, you pissed off one day because these archons and did this. I'm not gonna attribute that to angelic energy. I'm gonna attribute that for your demonic energy. And sometimes you may wanna work a little bit more like a genius, but you may also want to work fast and get certain shit done quickly. Also demonic energy, you feel me? Because demonic energy works fast. Demonic energy is your feminine energy. Angelic energy is your masculine energy. And why is the demonic energy your feminine energy? Because the Damien energy is the original energy from which all the darkness type energy. It's not necessarily a negative energy, because you got some demonic forces like Phoenix, who is just in the form of a phoenix, has a voice of a child, and can aid you in helping you with finding things, as well as heal yourself, as well as various other things. That's one of the ones I work with often personally. But then you got Astaroth, who's your Damien over the nighttime. So if you a nighttime ass nigga or sister, and you know that, or nigga in general, you get what I'm saying? Naga, gets all that great stuff. But if you that type of Naga that, you know, works the shift at night, or you know, you have one basically for dang near everything. So that's, I'm gonna summarize it just by saying that. With the angels, though, when you ask them for a request, you can ask them for not only be for you, but for your Nagas that you interact with. That way, because the angels love when you do that. That way, you can invoke that in them, because they also have a Citael in their pineal gland. That is the way this works. So it's not just, you have to think bigger than you. You have to think on a bigger level than just these are my little. No, this is for every nigga. And the more you aid as a collective in boosting each other up, the more stronger you get, the more props you get, and you get to tap in. So you see how all this goes back to like that green hat energy I was talking about, heart chakra, which is ruled by Taurus and Libra, bringing the balance, which is Libra's mantra, I balance, while also remembering what we have via Taurus. That's Taurus's mantra, I have. And don't be celebrating, you should know this already if you a Libra or a Taurus. So first off, know yourself. Second off, implement this. And third off, then you celebrate. Or do all three, whichever makes you fancy. And I'm only saying that because you cannot be an armchair occultist and listen to this. Unacceptable. Do the work. It's easy, it's simple, and it will yield results. Just do the work. Yeah, I know you beloveds and you're such beautiful brothers and sisters. We pass all of that. Either you're going to be a deity and do deity things, or you going to be a wannabe and do wannabe things. Now, you don't like that, huh? Well, you shouldn't, because it's no flip-flopping. Do the work. Make the conscious decision that you want to be awakened. Choose to awaken. That's it. They not asking you to be on YouTube. They not asking you to have all these crystals, and ask you to do all that. Steps, levels to this. Start your levels. Because war is coming upon us soon, and you ain't going to get a choice in the matter soon. So, best take this and work with it while you can and get some practice in. Or don't. Whichever you choose, you a deity. Fuck around if you want to. Moving forward, though, so the jar method. Oh, did we already get on the 9 cosmic elements? No, we didn't, because I said I was going to give that. So the 9 cosmic elements are, yet again, ether, life force, space, time, light, sound, then light, then water, then earth, then fire. Ether, life force, space, time, sound, light, water, earth, and ether. We come through the primordial yoni as melanated niggas with souls, which is the ether. Then we breathe our own life force. Then we create our own space and our own time continuum, because you a deity, so it's time for you to rule your own realm or create as you see fit, high vibrationally speaking. Then after that, you emit your own sound, your own frequency. Then after that, certain light codes that are individual and specific for you start to develop. Through that light, then comes the water, because now your stuff can come into the physical realm. So you gotta go through 7 different elements before you get to the earth element, which is where the material realm manifests the most on. Yet again, all this happens before this material realm happens. This is a method for everything. You think of something from the ethers, you start to think positive about it, you breathe life into it, then it creates its own space for it in the universe. Then the time frame gets to your timeline. Then the sounds of that frequency start to manifest. That's where you start seeing synchronicity numbers, or, oh, this person said this right before this happened. That's confirmation. Those confirmations, those sounds. Then the light comes. The sound comes, but you have enough light to get it. So I'm letting you know how to remember all this on the go. So then you have enough. You hear the sounds of your own manifestations and everything. So now you have enough light to recognize that they're yours. Then it comes through the water. Then it manifests on earth, and you're happy. And then all the fire comes about you. Yay. So there you go. That's the way to easily remember it. Simple, straightforward, practical. Earth sign. There you go. Moving forward. So you working with this aids, and you working with your elements on a cosmic level, which puts your alchemy above others, because you have others, especially if they non-melanated, who are just using or thinking that we only have 4 elements and ether is the 5th element, which is totally fucking wrong. It's no offense to those who are doing it, because these lies are purposeful to hold you down. You recognize how important you are? You recognize how all this is coming from you? All this is you remembering the stuff that's already there. That's how powerful you are. As in, again, these nagas, these traders couldn't do nothing but just make you forget your power, because it's not going away. So with that being said, those are the 9 elements. Now the method to kill the archons and starve them, because they do feed here. This is their feeding ground. As in to say, even your enemy doesn't even have enough energy to face you straightforward without feeding. And what do they feed on? Your malice, your sadness, your depression, you not doing the work. They feed off your laziness. They feed off you being negative to yourself or thinking that you fool someone with looking at this when you know full damn well you about to say, I don't care about no one, it's all about me. I is why I said it, all that ignorant shit. Yeah, that's what they feed off of. How can we stop them from feeding? You picture all those emotions in a jar and get all the negative emotions that you know about yourself in a jar. Picture a little area. Visualize all this in your mind. Throw that jar out there, and they will go eat it and say, eat that. Tell the art whatever, because we all have an archon that's feeding off of us or trying to feed off of us constantly. So now we about to start killing them and making them eat their own shit, literally and figuratively. So you you tell them to eat that, and after you tell them to eat that, you make it disgusting as possible, or you can put all the pain and the sadness you felt in it and make it set their insides on fire as they eat it, and make sure you say, I want them to finish that plate. Now you make sure that they finish. Now all this is going to happen simultaneously. You can direct Sitiel, the angel that we just said, or let's just say a demon force that wants Marbus. You can say Marbus, hey, which is one of our demon forces. Hey Marbus, while this archon is eating, I want you to go into whatever realm that they're feeding from and raise all hell. Go in their portal in and kill every archon that you see. Spare no one. And get information from them and torture anyone that you can, and send that to any Anunnaki, any brothers and sisters that's looking for the information. And that's just off one event. You doing that one thing. And Marbus will do that for you. You feel me? And then every time you feel it, you constantly do the same thing. You can say, hey, like I want to set them on fire. And you're going to start to recognize after you start doing this often, these thoughts and all this is going to leave from you big time. And then you're only going to be left with the thoughts that you actually be thinking about. Or you'll be able to recognize when certain thoughts are trying to intrude in your mind that's not even you. Now more than ever. Because you unclog yourself of all the frequencies that they send your way. Because you technically before then, hopefully this is not the case, but you didn't have a defense system for that. You feel me? Yeah, your ancestors defending you and things of that nature. You built your altar and stuff, but you get what I'm saying? Like if you only giving them a glass of water here and there, I mean, you're only giving them so much energy. And depending on, and like you being alive, you doing the work is their main responsibility, as well as them helping you remember who you are. Like Archon trying to feed off you, they can stop that, but you know it's really up to you to stop that. So or you can just ask your ancestors to work with you to stop the Archons that's feeding off of you, to stop it. But you really want to do this method yourself, because you want to do the fighting. You don't want others to fight for you. You feel me? And it's all mental, nigga. I can see if I'm asking you to physically throw hands, which as niggas we shouldn't be shy of, and if you are, that means you need to get your physical strength up. But you want to do everything as quantum as possible, which means you want to be able to lose as less physical force as possible and all mental force. Think of the quantum realm as Ant-Man. That's the quantum realm. That's the realm from where everything manifests. You feel me? So with that being said, that's a method to stop the Archons from feeding off of you. You can use whatever punishment method you want to them, but the main thing is visualizing that jar and throwing it out there and visualizing and telling them to eat it. So yeah, that's the way to take out the ones that's feeding off of you. Also, you want to put an invisibility cloak on your blinker. Your blinker is, what's your blinker? Your blinker, whenever we as melanated niggas awaken, you have a certain light. Everyone does, but niggas, you have the most. I'm gonna be real. You have, and I've kind of seen it. You have the light blinking. So whenever you hit a breakthrough, whenever you, certain manifestations are going your way, you start to blink. The Archons see this blink. They can already see you. They have to see you enough to feed off you, so they have to recognize your energy signature. This is mainly all on the astral, because they can't go past the astral realm, so they stuck here. That's why, again, they need to feed, because you're supposed to move up. They've been punished and they've done so much fuck shit that they can't even move up. So they stuck here and they want you to be stuck here on this old 3D bullshit. Well, unfortunately for them, and fuck them, you got niggas who love you that don't want you to be on this 3D bullshit. So now the choice is yours. And you got the keys to fight the people that's been attacking and slapping your family and everything in the face for hundreds of years. So if you don't take it, remember, you watching this video and you have the opportunity. I'm doing this. So they can look at me in the Ancestral Akashic Records as we speak and, oh, when that nigga, he was on it. He actually did. It wasn't perfect, but he did it. Like, he fought back. Can they say the same thing about you? I'll leave that answer to be at the finish line when we see you. Hopefully. Nah, I'm manifesting that you be there, though. May your streets be paved with gold. And your ancestral seats be paved with gold, too. Don't forget that song, though. You want to get that song out to give motivation to brothers and sisters. So, moving forward, though, that's the method. That's the jar method. You can also, again, ask your guardian angels to help you defend. You get what I'm saying? To, like, aid in them giving you strength, because your guardian animals, the dragonfly, the wolf, the bear, the dragon, the unicorn, whichever, the griffin. It doesn't have to be just animals here. It can be animals of quote-unquote mythology, but they're just talking about how the world was before these Caucasians and Archons took over, because they killed and made this realm go down so low that we stopped being able to see these entities